Viewers, good evening and thank you for joining us here on Times Now. You're watching News Now Overnight and I'm Rohit Srivatsa. Viewers, the Ram Mandir donation theft case is only getting murkier by the day. Yesterday, we told you how close aides of the trust bosses offered to bypass CCTV. They made assurances that everything can be facilitated. We also revealed to you about the donation process where gold changes hands with no bill, no paper trail and no accountability. Today, we get you part 3 of Operation Chanda Chori carried out by the Times Now SIT. On our cameras, we get you the real story of how the Mandir donation theft began. Who really was the mastermind? Today, we get you the answers. Our team spoke to a close aide of one of the members of the trust, Mahant Dinendra Das. And what he tells us is nothing short of shocking and appalling. The aide of Mahant Dinendra Das tells us that the man who was behind the entire Mandir donation loot was an individual named Gopal Rao. He was the man who worked closely with the trust and taught the other employees how to steal and the benefits behind stealing the Mandir donations. Watch this exclusive sting operation caught on candid camera.
हम जानना चाह रहे भैया शुरुआत कैसे हुई इन लोग की उत्पत्ति कहाँ से? जैसे क्लेम तो कहते हैं कि हम शुरुआत से थे।
ये गोपाल है ना, गोपाल राव ये जब से आया कभी
सबसे पूरा राम मंदिर बना
पत्थरों में 20%
जमीनों में
जमीन में।
ये कहाँ का था? वो साउथ इंडिया का था।
ये केरला का।
हाँ ठीक है।
ये आया, इसको पता नहीं कौन भेजा, कहाँ से आया, इसको भेजा गया कि ये वहाँ पे हंगामा कर रखा।
हाँ
ये वहाँ का कुछ है RSS का संघवाद का।
फिर
इसको यहाँ भेजे मंदिर बनने। ये यहाँ आया, यहाँ ऐसे ही करने लगा। तो इन लोगों ने देखा बहुत ही हो गया। तो इन लोगों ने देखा ये क्या हो रहा है, बोला ये क्या हो रहा है, बोला इसी हो रहा है।
यहाँ पे ये चोरी करना सिखाया। कुल मिलाकर बाबा यहाँ पे ये जो ट्रस्टी हैं उनको चोरी करना सिखाया कि ऐसे ऐसे करोगे, ऐसे आपको मिलेगा, इसमें आपका फायदा होगा। ये इनको जोड़ा गया इसलिए कि ये बाहर के साउथ लोगों को जोड़े जाते राम।
उनके पास एक्सपर्टीज थी।
जी हाँ।
ये क्या करता था, अपने भतीजे को ले आया, वहाँ से 200 आदमी आए
जी,
इसके साथ 200 आदमी आए लेकर।
But viewers, it does not end there. As we question him further, the aide of Mahant Dinendra Das tells us how Gopal Rao roped in his nephew into the operation. Gold and silver that were donated for the temple were packed into sacks and moved to Karnataka for melting instead of having the process done in Ayodhya or within Lucknow itself. He also claims that when the gold was being moved to Karnataka, while Gopal Rao and his team made vouchers for 25 kgs of gold, he would take much more than that with him, and the rest could possibly be pocketed by himself.
तो अयोध्या वासियों को क्यों नहीं फिर ये मिला वो रोजगार?
कोई लेना देना।
अयोध्यावासी कहाँ?
उसके बाद जो है अपना भतीजा लाया, सोना चांदी और रुपया बोरे में भर के ट्रेन से जाएगा और भाई ये रहेगा। आप न्यूज में है, आपके न्यूज में है।
सोमेश आनंद।
हाँ, SIT वाले ने सब निकाल ली। और उसके बाद वहाँ से एक साल में 50 ट्रेवल किया, 50। और वहाँ जाता है कुछ रुपया जो है वहाँ नहीं जलाने नहीं जाता। ये बताइए यहाँ की जो चढ़ावा है सोना चांदी वो कर्नाटक में ही करेगा,
लखनऊ का है?
लखनऊ में या
फैजाबाद में निकल जाएगा।
फैजाबाद में नहीं कर सकता, वही करेगा। तो 1 किलो मंदिर का जलाने के लिए ले जाएगा और 25 किलो अपना ले जाएगा। उस 25 से 7 किलो निकाल ले जाएगा। बाउचर बनेगा, बाउचर बन करके 26 किलो का बाउचर बन गया, अगर पकड़ा गया तो 26 किलो का पूरा जला देगा, राम मंदिर का हो जाएगा। नहीं तो 1 किलो राम मंदिर का है, 25 किलो
भरे पड़े हैं सोनार यहाँ पे।
Now viewers, the scale of the allegations are massive and the revelations are quite explosive. Let me tell you once again what we've managed to uncover so far from these 2 sting operations that we've just played out for you. These are some of the revelations. What we're learning is that Gopal Rao is the man who started the entire theft that took place at the Ram Mandir when it comes to the donations. This is what one of the closest aides of a trust member, Dinendra Das, is telling Times Now. He also says that Gopal Rao taught everyone how to steal the donations that were given at the Ram Mandir. Further, he also says that Gopal Rao went on to rope in his nephew as well into the act. So it was not just him, but he also brought in some of his family members. They then moved the temple's gold to Karnataka for the melting process. Questions were also raised about why this process could not have been taking place in UP itself, either within Ayodhya or in Lucknow. They took 26 kgs of gold, but they issued vouchers only for 25 kgs of gold. So 1 kg of gold was unaccounted for in most of these transactions whenever they went to Karnataka for the melting process. This extra 1 kg would then be siphoned off if it was gone unnoticed. So these are some of the claims that were made by the aide of the trust member Dinendra Das himself, some sensational revelations that have been made in this sting operation. Let's now get you the next tape. In this tape, you can hear the aide of Mahant Dinendra Das mention how attempts were made to block some members from the trust, including Mahant Dinendra Das himself, possibly to cover up their large-scale theft. Watch this.
आज आप तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट अपॉइंटेड है ना,
और क्या?
तो आप बोले नहीं लोगों को इस प्रकरण के बाद संपत को?
अरे यहाँ तक आने नहीं दिया जाता है, वहाँ से यहाँ कनेक्शन कट कर देते हैं। वो तो आप ये 6-7 महीने से वहाँ जाने लगे, तब ये सब पता लगा।
महाराज जी को भैया राम मंदिर में आने में दिक्कत होता था, लोगों को इतना जलन था। अब आप सोचिए, अभी महाराज जी 7-8 महीने तक एक्टिव हुए हैं।
और सुनिए,
ये महाराज जी एक्टिव आप ही हैं तो
नहीं
चलेगी चीजें।
जाने के बाद सबकी निगाहें तन जाती थी, अरे महाराज जी यहाँ क्यों आ गए?
हाँ,
अरे यहाँ क्यों आ गए?
करने आए हैं?
अच्छा, कोई बोल रहा, चंपत राय बोले कि आप जो है मुख्यमंत्री आ रहे हैं मंदिर में, आपको उनको रिसीव करना, उनको जाना। तो अभी जा रहे हैं तो गोपाल बोल रहे हैं, अरे अब महाराज वहाँ कहाँ जा रहे हो? गोपाल जो ले जाओ, आप वहाँ क्यों जा रहे हो? गिर जाओगे, ये हो जाएगा, वहाँ जाने जाने क्यों नहीं?
इनको तो फिर तो मीडिया को गरिया रहे हैं, तो गरियाने दीजिए, इनको तो जूता पड़ना बनता है भैया।
Times now also questioned the aide of Mahant Dinendra Das on the role of the treasurer of the Ram Mandir. And what we learned was shocking. The aide tells us that everyone used to get a commission, and these commissions were given at least once a month. Further, he also reveals that there was a donation of 2 trucks of jackets that were once sent from Mumbai for the trust employees. But only 40 of these jackets were given to the employees. The rest were allegedly unloaded at the residence of trust member Anil Mishra. He is one of the key members of the Ram Mandir Trust. Listen in.
इनका क्या है, जो आपके ट्रेजरार हैं गोपाल गिरी जी, वो बहुत एक्टिवली अपनी प्रबल गोविंद देव बहुत प्रबल दावेदारी से आगे बढ़े हैं।
सबका कमीशन है, सबका कमीशन है।
वो महीना में एक बार आओ दिनों से वहाँ टैक्सी लेके जाते।
सुनिए, ये कोई बॉम्बे का वो था, 2 ट्रक जैकेट कर्मचारियों के लिए ले आया, 2 ट्रक 40 जैकेट खाली है, राम कचेरी में बांटा गया। मैं पूछा उनके चमचे से, मगर भैया हमें नहीं मिलेगा। अरे तो ट्रस्टी को हमें मिला था, वो डाल दिया, 40 ही मिला था, डाल दिया। और मालूम नहीं, वो चंपत राय को मालूम है, बाद में पता लगा कि अनिल मिश्रा के घर में उतर रहा है ट्रक।
क्या किया फिर उसका? बेची दी बात।
और क्या किया, वो बेचेंगे नहीं तो और क्या करेंगे?
So did the entire loot happen under the watch of the Mandir Trust itself, and was nothing done to stop this loot? Here's what our sting operation has managed to reveal so far. So these are some of the details that we've managed to uncover from part 3 of Operation Chanda Chori. Everyone gets a commission from the Mandir donations. This is what an aide of the Mandir Trust says. Further, they came every month to collect donations. This is what the aide also says. He also says, further, apart from the fact that they came every month, some of these donations were actually unloaded at Anil Mishra's residence. Why? Well, the answers to that are still unknown. The donations that were meant for the employees were not distributed fully. Some of them were kept with the trust members themselves. In fact, some of them were also unloaded at the residence of the trust member itself. With that, more breaking news coming in. We are learning that the Ayodhya police has recovered proceeds of crime on the identification of the accused Avinash Shukla, who is in the police custody at the moment. Sources claim that a 4-wheeler has been recovered from Avinash Shukla. This has now been seized by the Ayodhya police as proceeds of crime. So that's the latest information that we're getting in as far as the UP SIT and UP police probe is concerned. Mohit Bhatt is joining us on the phone line. Mohit, so while Avinash Shukla is currently in police custody, now it has been confirmed, or at least that's what sources are telling Times Now, that one SUV has been recovered, and this is the proceeds of crime?
So yes, in fact, and in follow-up to the Ayodhya donation theft follow-up, the Ayodhya police have recovered proceeds of crime on the identification of accused Avinash Shukla, who is on the police custody remand on Friday. Now, the sources within the Ayodhya police have claimed that a four-wheeler has been recovered and seized by Ayodhya police as the proceeds of crime. Now, this has been recovered from Pratapgarh in UP, and we know for a fact that how the police believes that this particular vehicle was being bought by Avinash Shukla from proceeds of the crime. So slowly and steadily, the ambit of investigation is widening. We know for a fact that how police is looking at the properties of all the accused, and also about the assets that they have acquired in past few years after they all have started working with the trust. And this is an important development that has coming in, that a four-wheeler, then a SUV, has been recovered by the Ayodhya police, and it has been seized by the police, and it has been termed as proceed of crime, and it has been recovered from the information that has been given by Avinash Shukla, one of the accused in Ayodhya donation scam case.
Right, so one four-wheeler seized so far, and this is the proceeds of crime. Thank you, Mohit, for those details. With that, more breaking news coming in. As per top sources, the SIT has questioned Champat Rai, the chief of the trust, once again, along with Anil Mishra and Gopal Rao, who are also key members of the trust. The SIT has asked them to submit property documents, and according to sources, this round of questioning primarily focused on the personal assets of the three individuals and the sources of their income. Sources further tell Times Now that the SIT is also considering the possibility of conducting a re-audit of the trust's audit report. So three individuals have been questioned: Champat Rai, Anil Mishra and Gopal Rao. In fact, the Times Now SIT investigation and the sting operation also revealed how the lens right now is firmly on two of the members of the trust, Anil Mishra and Gopal Rao. They have been quizzed now by the SIT along with the chief of the trust, Champat Rai, as well. And with that, more breaking news coming in. A Ram Katha event that was hosted by one of the key accused, Avinash Shukla, is also now under the scanner of the UP SIT. Top sources are telling Times Now that around 50 lakh rupees were spent on this one event alone, and the trust chief, Champat Rai, was also present at this particular event. So that's the latest information that we're getting in. This Ram Katha event that was hosted by one of the accused, Avinash Shukla, who is now in police custody. Allegedly 50 lakh rupees has been spent on this. Manish Yadav is joining us on the phone line to give us more details. Manish, what more details are you picking up? We're learning that this event is also now under the scanner of the SIT.
SIT बिल्कुल पड़ताल कर रही है, चूंकि अनकल मिश्रा ने जो ये पूरा इवेंट आयोजित किया था, वो भागवत का जो कार्यक्रम किया गया था, उसमें चंपत राय भी शामिल हुए थे, उसमें गिरीश चंद्र त्रिपाठी जो कि मेयर है, महापौर हैं अयोध्या के, वो भी शामिल हुए थे। तो इससे नजदीकी का पता चलता है, और वही SIT की टीम और पुलिस की टीम खंगालने की कोशिश कर रही है कि आखिर कनेक्शन क्या था। अपने किसी कर्मचारी के यहाँ किसी कार्यक्रम में जाना सामान्य बात हो सकती है, लेकिन वो कर्मचारी जब असीमित शक्तियों को फायदा उठाते हुए चोरी को अंजाम दे रहा हो तो सवाल उठना लाजमी सी बात है। उसी कनेक्शन को एस्टेब्लिश करने की कोशिश में पुलिस लगातार कोशिश कर रही है। आज अविनाश शुक्ला को रिमांड पर लेकर भी पूछताछ हुई थी। अनकल्प के बारे में खास तौर पर पूछा गया है, चूंकि ये जानकारी सामने आई है कि अनकल्प भी अपनी गणना की टीम को लीड भी किया करता था, क्योंकि सीनियर होने के नाते उसके ऊपर चंपत राय का भरोसा भी बहुत ज्यादा था। और चंपत राय ने ही जब वो ट्रस्ट की तरफ से सेवा में था, उसे बैंक की तरफ में आउटसोर्स में नौकरी दिलवाई थी, और अनकल्प के कहने पर ही बाकी लोगों की 10 में से 8 लोगों की नौकरी भी SBI के जरिए ट्रस्ट ने लगवाई थी। तो ऐसे में जो कनेक्शन यहाँ पर अनकल्प और चंपत राय का मिलता हुआ दिखाई दे रहा है, उस कनेक्शन का फायदा अनकल्प ने उठाया और इस चोरी को अंजाम दिया। तो क्या ये सिर्फ फायदा उठाने वाली बात है या फिर दोनों का बराबर फायदा हो रहा था, वो SIT और पुलिस की टीम विवेचना के जरिए पता लगाने की कोशिश कर रही है।
Right, so around 50 lakh rupees has been spent on this event, and Champat Rai also was present at it. Thank you, Manish Yadav, for giving us those details. With that, more breaking news coming in. For the first time, the RSS chief, Mohan Bhagwat, has now responded to questions on the Ram Mandir donation fraud. While he does not give a direct answer when he was questioned on the donation theft, he says Ram Ram. Watch this.
को कुछ लोग झटका पहुंचा रहे हैं। आस्था को कुछ लोग झटका पहुंचा रहे हैं।
With that, more breaking news coming in. We are now learning that a plea has been filed in the Supreme Court over the Ram Mandir donation theft. The plea has sought the transfer of the ongoing investigation to the CBI and has also demanded that the trust submit records of all donations given so far. Further, the complainant has also sought a temporary oversight panel that will oversee the functioning of this temple until the probe against the trust is complete. And until such time, the complainant says that the trust must be kept away from the daily operations of the temple. This plea was filed by an RJD MP, Sudhakar Singh, and if I'm not wrong, this is the third petition that has been filed in the Supreme Court. Harish is joining us on the phone line to give us more details. Harish, what more details are you picking up as far as this petition is concerned in the Supreme Court?
Yes, that's right. PIL has been filed today in the Supreme Court by RJD MP Sudhakar Singh through Advocate Satyam Singh Rajput, seeking a CBI probe into donation theft and also a direction to the Temple Trust to place before the court complete statement of all donations in form of money and valuables like gold and silver received since its formation on February 5, 2020. The PIL said issue a direction to the trust to prepare and place before the Supreme Court a complete statement of all donations. The PIL by the RJD MP also sought a CBI probe. It also urged, as you rightly said, the court to constitute a temporary oversight committee to manage the affairs of the Ram Temple and said that the trust be kept away from all of its managerial affairs till trial in donation theft case is over and guilty is punished. It's expected that the plea will be heard soon after the Supreme Court reopens after summer break on July 13. And as you rightly said, this is the third petition. Earlier two petitions were mentioned recently, but Supreme Court had refused urgent hearing, including one which sought a Supreme Court monitored CBI probe. The bench had said heavens will not fall if it is heard only after Supreme Court reopens after the summer break. So it's expected that this petition will also be clubbed with the two pending petitions, and the Supreme Court will hear this petition also along with the two others after the Supreme Court reopens after summer break on July 13th. So in the second week or third week of the next month, this month, we can expect a hearing. Back to you.
All right, so at least 2 to 3 weeks left before this case could be heard by the Supreme Court. Thank you, Harish, for giving us those details.